Today, something a bit different. 3 projects and only 1 winner, and you get to decide which one. My name is JSB, this is my tech department. Los geht's.
Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
So the tech department often has quite a few machines that are broken that are just waiting for their chance to stand in the spotlight and be fixed. Now, each of these machines has their own unique failures. Each of these machines definitely warrants a video all by themselves because they are fairly interesting. But I can't decide which one to focus on next, so I thought I'd throw it out to you guys. So today we're going to look at our 3 machines, and you are going to tell me which one is going to be the star of our next video. So before we get any further, let's take a look at the machines we have. Come on. So first up we have an ordinary C64 bread bin. Well, except this is not your average bread bin. It's been somewhat modified, and by somewhat I mean a lot. Already you can see 2 suspicious buttons on top of the keyboard. Alright, nothing unusual there. Then we've got this weird little switch at the side. Who knows what that's for? Turning to the rear, well, things get even more weird. The case has been hacked and we have something, and I mean something, chiseled into the back of it. What could possibly be going on here? Look at it. Someone's added a whole extra connecting port just for this machine. What is going on? The question is this interesting enough? Could this be our next machine? Is this the machine you would pick to fix on the next tech department? Well, with our reset buttons here, we also have, for some reason, 2 of them, which is confusing. But what's it like inside? Let's get that lid off. Now inside you can see it's kind of still stock. It's got its original RF shield in there, which, just clips away. To reveal, well, oh my, look at that. There's a huge extra board above the ROMs there. Again, is this the kind of thing you would like to see fixed? If so, vote for number 1. The mystery machine, or the machine with the mysterious past. And on to contestant number 2, the rare one, or, well, not that rare, but rare enough here in Europe to be interesting. The VTech VZ200. Now, Australians are already screaming at the screen, I know. We had those as the Dick Smith. Yep, you sure did, and you have plenty of them. But for some reason, in a very crowded European market, the VZ200 really didn't take off. Now, this machine is in pretty good condition. It's not yellowed really significantly. It looks nice, but there are downsides. There's no screws in the case, for example, and that motherboard is terrifying. It's, oh dear. So is this the kind of machine you'd like to see fixed? Well, vote for number 2. And then there's number 3, the problem child. This is Bob, my Amiga 1200, and as I said, Bob has issues. Now, on the outside, the case is a little yellowed, the keys are a little yellowed, but nothing that can't really be brought back, and generally it's in fairly good condition. It's what's on the inside that's problematic. I mean, you can already see I've had this machine apart, and yeah, it's thing. The disk drive is in there, it's just resting. It's just not resting there. This machine has driven me insane, and is it something that you would like to see fixed? We'll get more on to what's wrong with it soon, but is this the machine that is calling out to you for an episode all its own? Is this a machine interesting enough to even warrant its own episode? If you think it does, vote for number 3. You won't be disappointed. Look, it's even got a broken chip on Budgie. Intrigued? Vote number 3. So let's start with the C64. Now, this was a machine I bought very locally, and it belonged to one guy since he was a teenager. And as we've seen, it's had a few modifications. Now then, let's see if it actually works. It's been a while, so I switch this on, and I still get no power. Well, that's not good, is it? Oh, there we go. Wasn't in all the way. We get this. This is, well, yeah, take a look now. I'll show you. Yeah, so there we are. This is the view, and as you can see, it's got a bunch of dots. We have an F character there, that's new. And yeah, it depends, because the mysterious switch we have on the side controls the ROM. So if I switch it off and I flick it to its middle section, it's a three-way toggle switch. If I switch it to its middle section, oh, you get pretty much the same thing without the F now. And if I switch it to its bottom setting, we get this. Now, this is a ROM select switch. It has Jiffy DOS and a few other bits and pieces there, as well as a regular sort of ROM, which I think is probably the issue. Now, I did wonder whether it was a CIA that was faulty. I changed that out, no change. So yeah, given that this is an odd machine, and I mean it is an odd machine, it's beautiful, and yet it's been modified so much, I thought maybe it's best to get myself one of those diagnostic carts, which I haven't done yet, and maybe try and fault find. Now, I suspect, as I say, it's a problem with the ROMs, since the ROM shifting, switching there, it makes no difference. But I have taken that ROM switch bank out and just put in the regular ROM back in, which I have, and no change. So yeah. What do you think? Is this machine interesting enough? Are you curious to see it working again? Would you like to know what the rest of the modifications are, which I will keep secret for now, because I think that comes out in a further episode when it's got its own thing. So let me know. Would you vote for machine number 1, the C64? So next up, it's the tiny little VZ200 color computer. Now, this is a little machine I picked up via Willhaben because it came in a box and it had quite a few accessories with it as well. Now, I think it's kind of cool, and it complements the Laser 310 I have up there because they're pretty much the same thing. Now, they're not rare in Europe, but they're not well known. In Australia, this I think was the Dick Smith V220, VZ220 or something like that, V220. So this was quite a popular machine in Australia, but here it's not well known. Now, this machine has had some use, and yet it looks in immaculate condition. However, well, take a look. If I switch the machine on, I get all kinds of weirdness. Yeah, this obviously has a problem inside, and as you can see, I've looked at the circuit board, and that thing is terrifying because there are so many layers and things soldered. This is not a well-made computer. Now, I know that Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement had one of these machines himself and had actually similar issues. If I just switch it off and switch back on again, you know, it's kind of there, but not really. And like I said, someone has obviously taken all the screws out as well, which is interesting. But the machine, it wants to live. And I would very much like to know more about this machine and test some of the other peripherals with it. I have a printer, I have a 16K memory expansion for this as well. So it would be really cool to test those out. So tell me, would you vote for the VTech VZ200 color computer to be fixed next? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's get on to the big one, Bob. Okay, and then there's Bob. Now I'm not showing you Bob at the moment. He's got his case off, but I love Bob. Bob was an Amiga 1200 I spotted on eBay for 250 euros. It had some work done to it and came with a proviso of, oh, the caps look good. The modulator had already been removed, and when I got it, it was working, albeit that the disk drive wasn't working properly. Turns out that was just a problem with one connection on the CIA. Unfortunately, in the time it took me to fix that and Bob sitting on the shelf, Bob stopped working. And I mean, I didn't do anything to him. I literally got him off the shelf one day and he just decided, nope, that's enough, I'm done. So before I even recapped it, and I'll be honest, I did not do as good a job as I would have liked. There was some small amount of board damage, but nothing insurmountable. The caps are all fine. Bob just doesn't want to work. Now, as you saw in the little voiceover bit, Bob is missing one leg on the budgie chip. Now that leg is usually lifted because there's a jumper cable that comes across to provide a better connection to the memory or something, because this original Rev 1A board had a fault on it. So they put a jump wire in and put it straight to Bob. Unfortunately, that leg has now come off, but this is that one machine that has driven me crazy. And now I've not actually switched it on at all, and I mean at all, because I probably only have one chance to get for you to see this. Now, if we're lucky, we'll see some diagnostics start, if we're lucky. Again, this board hadn't been run for months, so I'm going to switch it on now. And immediately we get a black screen. And that's it. This is what Bob does, or doesn't do. The controls on here tell me is stuck at active low or active high. I have been all over this board and I cannot find the fault. Now, I suspect the biggest fault is going to be budgie. But the prices of chips to replace on Bob, plus the board damage, come on, plus a few other bits and pieces. This is through composite, by the way. Yeah, the truth is, I think Bob deserves a bit of a makeover. So, I decided that I would completely remake this board. So the idea would be that actually it would be good to take this motherboard, take all the good working bits off it, and then unfortunately we don't know that they're all working. Maybe Alice is faulty, but I don't think so. Budgie, well, Budgie needs changing anyway. Lisa could be the problem. Gail could be the problem. The 68,000, well, that's fine. Again, I have spent many long nights here. I've come from work at 10:30 in the evening, sat down with this machine and tried to get it working and have had zero success at that. I have chased around various different faults, various different issues, and all to no avail. It has driven me insane. And given that someone had already worked over the board before I got it, and on top of that, I didn't do the best job either, I think a Amiga board is probably the way to go. Thing is then, if you're replacing the PCB, well, why not replace the case? So I actually have a very nice A1200 replacement case in purple. I like a bit of purple, as you may have noticed from the tech department. So I've got that in translucent purple, and I figured, well, if I can't get Bob to work as he is, let's give Bob the makeover of a lifetime. So I'm going to change this, I'm going to change the case, I'm going to get one of those nice new mechanical keyboards for Bob, so we have a thing, but it's still going to be as stock an Amiga 1200 as I can make. Just, you know, jazzed up a bit. The question is that something you guys could be interested in? In fact, that composite is just terrible. That's interesting in itself. So what do you think? Do you want to see Bob live again? Bearing in mind that the custom chips for Bob are very expensive. Budgie here, 150, one of the cheaper ones. 25, 65, and Alice, if Alice is the problem, and we have graphic issues, so it could be, Alice is 200 plus, 280 I believe. So, what do you think? Is Bob worth resurrecting? Let us know in the comments below. And maybe, just maybe, Bob gets to live again. Well, there we are, a shorter video than normal, I'll admit that, but this can be so much fun because it involves you guys. So, the question is, who is going to go forward to the next round and be the victor? Is it going to be contestant number 1, RC64, with an interesting past and an even more interesting set of modifications? Is it going to be contestant number 2, the mysterious VTech VZ200, a rarity in Europe, but if you're from Australia, I'm sure Dick Smith would like a word and let us know all about this machine? Or is it going to be contestant number 3, the wonderful Bob, the A1200? the Amiga 1200, who needs a lot of love, care, attention, and probably quite a few expensive custom chips. All three of these machines are worthwhile getting fixed. I'm just struggling to decide which one to do next, so I'm throwing it out to you guys, and this is how I think it'll probably work. You can let me know your choice down in the comments below. On top of that, I will be running a poll on the community section, and we'll see if I can run that for about a month from when this video goes out. And I will see if there's a clear winner from both of those, and then that machine will be the one that we work on next. Now, it is unusual, this is a bit different for me, but I'm really hoping that I get at least some feedback from you guys on which one to pick and which one will be our winner. All that's left to say now though is thank you so much for watching. If you would like to support the tech department, well, you can buy me a one-off coffee on Ko-fi, following our link on the description below. I live in Vienna, this city runs on coffee, and at my age, so do I. So any cup of coffee I get is always welcome. All that's left to say now is, when it comes to all computers, just because they are unusual, rare, or simply just very, very broken, doesn't mean you should ever get rid of them. These machines are going to be interesting to someone like me, and probably someone like you. So remember, rediscover, replay, and if you're lucky, repair, and keep these machines around for a little bit longer. My name is Jesse, this has been my tech department. Cheers.